Most companies really believe they have a marketing problem, and most of the time they don't. They really have an alignment problem. No amount of ads, social media, website revisions, changing of agencies is going to fix that. Look, you know what? If the foundation underneath is broken, you've got to fix that first. I've worked with companies across multiple industries, and I see the same thing happening over and over. Leadership wants more leads. They don't have enough. They say marketing isn't working. That's the reason why. Sales are down. But when you really dig into the issue, that none of those things have anything to do with it. It's really confusion across multiple departments, coming down from the top. So let's talk about number one. The issue is a lot of times a strategy problem. So that's usually what I see to begin with. A lot of companies don't have a clear strategy. A lot of companies are using that kind of throw everything but the kitchen sink at it and hope that it works. But if you are not implementing a strategy that you can measure and that you can actually communicate across your departments, this is going to fail. Your marketing is going to fail. So you have these ideas, you have these random tactics, and you're doing the things you've always done, but you can't clearly answer things like, who are you trying to reach? What problem are you trying to solve? Why should someone choose us instead of our competitors? What's really setting us apart? And what are we actually known for? And if leadership isn't aligned on all of those answers, marketing becomes very reactive instead of intentional. So companies start chasing these trends. 1 week it's social media, 1 week it's SEO, 1 week it's AI, then it's paid ads, then email marketing, then rebranding. But tactics without strategy are just noise. Think about that. Second problem I see a lot is an audience problem. This comes from clarity. When you try to speak to everyone, your message usually connects with no one. Your audience needs to feel understood. They want to feel like you get them. You're solving a problem for them. You really understand why they're struggling, and you're giving them that solution. Generic messaging does not create that. It creates a disconnect. I always tell companies specific messages convert. Specific messages to specific audiences convert. Generic just kind of disappears. It gets lost in everybody else's message. And the clearer you are about your audience, the stronger your marketing becomes. So know who your target demographic is. Know who you want to be speaking to. Know who is converting for you, because there's something else to think of here too. You may think that you have a certain audience, and that may be because that's who you wanted your audience to be at the beginning, but that may not be who your audience is. That may not be who your message has been resonating with. Is that such a bad thing? I wouldn't think so. Let's say that originally your intent was really to market to 25 to 30-year-olds, but really 45 and plus is what it's resonating with, and those are the people that are bringing you business. You need to know that. It can't just be the audience that you want it to be. It's got to be who your message is resonating with. And if you have a problem with the audience that it's resonating with and who it's converting with, then you need to change your message too. But I really feel like pushing that ball that's already rolling, meaning continuing to market to the audience that you are already seeing success from, is where you're going to see more success. It makes it a lot easier. Next, we talk about you've defined your strategy. You've defined your audience. Well, now let's talk about your messaging, because many companies have messaging problems at this point. This is huge. Most companies sound exactly like everybody else in their industry. Quality service, customer focused, quick, trusted experts. We care. Customers always hear that. You need to be differentiating yourself. Customers need to stop hearing the same thing over and over and start hearing something different from you. Clear messaging, specific, emotionally relevant. Those are the things that are going to differentiate you. And your message should quickly answer things like, why do you care? What makes you different? Why should I trust you? And what problem are you going to solve for me? If your messaging sounds interchangeable with your competitors, your marketing is going to struggle no matter how much money you put towards it. So now we've got your strategy, your audience, your message. How do we know that it's going to be successful? we need to have metrics, and they need to be aligned from leadership down. So a lot of companies don't really know what success looks like from their current campaigns that they're running. Leadership feels like it's one thing that's going to make them successful, and sales has a different definition, and marketing has another definition. And when the teams aren't aligned, then frustration grows. So what marketing thinks is now successful, leadership doesn't agree with, or sales doesn't agree with. Everybody has to be on the same page. So when you measure your campaign's success, or you find issues with your campaign, everybody agrees because they are looking at the same metrics. Marketing can't fix a poor customer experience, slow follow-up, unclear leadership, a weak sales process, or internal confusion. So once you put that message out there, if these are part of your foundational problems, if those exist, then marketing is actually going to amplify what already exists. Think about it. We put a message together, we put an ad together, we spend money on it, and all of a sudden you're getting all of these leads that are coming in, but you're not following up quickly, or your sales team has some weak links and they can't convert. They're having some issues converting. All you're doing is getting more leads and not converting them, and spending your money for no reason. So while it looks really nice that the volume of leads is picking up, which you thought originally is what you needed, your bottom line isn't growing. In fact, you're spending more money with less success. So you need to make sure that all the foundations are there, your systems are there, your customer experience is dialed in, and your reputation, and everybody is on the same page. They know when a lead comes in, what that sales funnel is, what that marketing cycle is. So you have the optimal performance for every ad that you're spending money on. Last thing in closing is, look, you know what? If your marketing is feeling stuck right now, before you immediately jump into paying money to redesign your website, looking for a new agency, or throwing more money at what you're already doing, pause a second. Ask some questions. Are we aligned on strategy? Do we understand who our audience is? Is our messaging clear? And does it differentiate us from our main competitors? If you don't know your main competitors, figure out who they are and look at their messaging. And our leadership, sales, and marketing all aligned, all rowing the same direction, all speaking the same language. You understand the message, the audience, they understand the metrics, and they understand the entire funnel from the time that that lead comes in. Because again, I'm going to say this, and I say it over and over, that many companies don't have a marketing problem. They have an alignment problem. Once that alignment improves and all their foundation improves, then marketing becomes much more efficient and effective. Think about all of this. It's important. You don't want to spend more money unless you have everything dialed in. So take a look, go back to basics, realize it's not just that marketing. Marketing cannot solve everything. Once alignment improves, you're going to see huge improvement in all your campaigns. If this resonated with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow along. Share with anybody that needs to hear this advice. And if your company is struggling with leadership, marketing alignment, culture, communication challenges, contact me at beyondordinaryleadership.co. I would love to help.